Hey guys, welcome back to the Unfiltered Gamer Kickstarter card game review. Today's game on the tabletop is called Pigment by Copper Frog Games. Pigment is for 2 to 3 players, takes about 10 to 20 minutes to play, and it's for ages 8 and up. In Pigment, you are a painter, or at least an aspiring painter, and you're attempting to paint pictures before your opponents, but you need to gain pigments in order to do so. So you're going to send your apprentices out to get those pigments. As you use your pigments, or as you use your workers, you're going to get new colors, and using those colors, you're going to get paintings. And these paintings are going to have required pigments in order to purchase them. As you purchase paintings, the person who is able to get 6 before anybody else is going to be the winner. However, there's a couple little caveats in the game, a little bit of interesting aspects. Let me go ahead and show you it. So here's the components and setup for a 3-player game. As you see, there are going to be your pigment cards. This is where you're going to be placing your apprentices down. You're going to have your paintings over here, different types of pigments, and there's 3 of them, as well as the first player token card. In the game, you're going to get 2 apprentices each, and if you're playing 3 players, there's going to be played as white, gray, and black. On your turn, you're simply going to select somebody to go first, so maybe it'll be white will go first, and he's simply going to take one of these guys here and place them on any of these locations here. You can only place it on the middle area here, and in general, you're going to only be able to choose this ability or this one. However, these are the first 5 starting areas and a 6th starting area in the 3rd player version, which means you can only select these actions to begin with. After you place here, you're going to take the pigments that it says you can gain. In this instance, it says you can take these 2 here. And then you're going to go on to the next player, and he's going to select one of these areas here. Maybe he wants to go for this one, and that says you can gain any of the different colors, so he'll go for blue. And black will go ahead as well, he wants a blue. And then, once again, white will place somewhere, and he will gain a yellow. There we go. And then gray is going to decide somewhere he wants to go here and get a red. And finally, the last one here says he can spend 2 of any color to gain a blue, but he doesn't have 2 of any color, so he's not going to do that. After that, everybody's simply going to take their little apprentices back, just like this. Then this thing is going to slide just like that, and a new one is going to come off of the top of the deck. And that is the simple basic aspect of the game. And you're going to keep doing that. Now, as you see, the new cards are going to actually have 2 different abilities. This one gains a red, or you can spend a red to gain 2 yellows. So maybe white would be placing here. However, at the end of a round, you simply pass this to the player who is the last to pick, which would be black. And now black gets to go, so it would be black, white, and then gray. And you're going to keep doing that. Now, as you see up here, another action you can take with your little apprentices here is to gain the paintings. The paintings here list the amount of pigments that are required for it. This one has 4 red requires. This is 3 blue and a yellow. This is 3 red, any color, and a yellow. When you put one of your apprentices on these areas here, you're then able to spend the amount of pigments to purchase it. You're going to take that and put it in front of you, and then you're going to gain whatever it says you gain. When an opponent gains any yellow, you gain a red, which is pretty sweet. So black would be very happy if he bought this. Then a new painting would come down just like that, and you would have something else to purchase. This would be 1 step closer to black's victory, so he only need 5 more, and everybody else would be trying to do the same thing. Every round, this card is going to move down. You're going to add a new one, and if the deck ever gets, the remaining cards are going to get shuffled and dealt back again. And you're simply doing that, just placing down these different apprentices on these locations, deciding what pigment you want to get, or if you want to spend 1 to gain 2, or however it might work, as well as using any ability that is on top of their stack of paintings. So the last thing that's kind of important is if somebody were to purchase this one, like black were to purchase this one here for 2 blue, a red, and a yellow, he flipped this over, put it on top of the last one he had, and now this is his new action. This says painting subjects require a red or yellow less for you to paint. So that's pretty sweet. But once he gets a new one, it once again will replace the ability. And same for everybody else. The other thing that's unique about the game is the little symbology here. This shows all 3 colors. That means it's any. It's like basically a wild. And if it tells you to spend to gain, that's what you do. You spend the tokens that you have to gain what you need. And that is the basic idea of how to play Pigment. Collect 6 paintings before anybody else, and you're the winner. So a small caveat, when you're playing a 2-player game, you're going to be taking out those 3-player cards, and the game is only for 2 or 3 players. And the art in the game is indicated on the back of the painting cards when you're going to be flipping them over to count as your scored collection. And they have quite a different variety of artworks here. I think these are actual paintings from actual artists, so of course they are pretty magnificent. And in the game, you are just going to be trying to collect those paintings. Now, overall, the game is really nice. It flows very well, very, very simple, very, very easy to teach. If somebody hasn't played a worker placement before and you want to get them into a worker placement, this is definitely one of those I would definitely recommend. I would even bring it to a small non-gamer party to show you how fun a little worker placement can go. Reminds me of those kind of that Mintworks style game in which it's a little worker placement, very simple, all in a tin. This is also one of those little micro games, and it fits very well in that category of micro games, as well as those entry to the hobby style games. So if you like worker placement, want to show other people how to play it, or are very new to the worker placement genre, then this is definitely one I would suggest checking out. Also, another thing to note too is the game is small, very easily portable, and works well. However, on the downside is if you don't like games that are not extremely deep or thick, this is definitely not one for you. It's very, very quick, very easy to play. It's not going to take a lot of time, so take that as you will. A very nice little game by Copper Frog Games though. Pigment, I recommend it.